right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. The final game of the night getting started up here. It's going to be EXERTUS ZEAL on the blue side going up against Denial Esports on the red. I am Malphus. I'm being joined at the end of the night here by Dan EGAT or Feed. EGAT,
what's going on, Malphus?
How you doing, Brad?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, all right, what's going on, dude?
How's it going? All right. Let's get our heads together here. So EXERTUS ZEAL, rolling out with a new lineup. A couple of very, very familiar names coming out here. We see Hoodstomp and Yoda. I mean, those guys have been around. The original Hoodstomp Graves.
Yeah.
Way back when.
And Lopali I recognize from being a very high-rated solo queue player. And I think he's going to be supporting for them. I know him as a support player. Everybody's lined up very well today, so it's a little bit easier to tell where everybody is going. And yeah, the side of Denial Esports is a very familiar face in the MCS.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I was brooking no contest with this. They were like, I don't want to line up, and I was like, if you don't line up that way, I'm going to take away all your candies, and no one's going to have any candies before bed, and you're all going to be super sad. So get in order.
You're that babysitter that gives the kids candy before they go to sleep, and then feeds them with the parrots.
Nice. I mean, of course. What else are you going to do? That's the way it's done, man. Anyhow, bans coming out here fast and furious. Nidalee, Lee Sin, and Twisted Fate being banned out on the side of EXERTUS ZEAL. Denial Esports going to go ahead and take away Nunu and Anivia, waiting on their final ban here. And Anivia, that's how targeted is an Anivia ban? Like, let's be honest here.
Yeah, you usually don't see that one coming out unless it's against Froggen, but I guess Unholy Wish has a pretty dominant Anivia in that mid lane. Also, Nidalee and Lee Sin being targeted out. Lee Sin going to Scuba Chris, and Inox's Nidalee is going to get banned away, while Zyra is going to be the final ban for Denial, with Jarvan getting locked in.
And that was a quick lock-in. They know, and oh man, look at the counter plays here. They know exactly what they want. There's the Elise, there's the Thresh. Both these teams have game plans.
I'm pretty sure that Jarvan is going to go to Yoda TV in that jungle. He's shown a very dominant Jarvan jungle before. We'll see if he can do it again. And yeah, that Elite Thresh lock-in is huge. Death Sentence, Cocoon, the percentage-based damage coming out from Elise is going to be huge. And Inox, we've seen him play Elise top before, or we could see Scuba Chris take it in the jungle.
Yeah, either one of those very, very viable options. Inox... I mean, I've been seeing him play more of like the AD style assassins lately. It seems like those are the kind of champions that I've seen more and more of him whenever I check in on a scrim or see somebody streaming or anything like that. But Elise, I mean, she fits that kind of play style as well. I mean, good consistent poke and a really, really hard all in when she decides to go for it. So I think that could definitely be something in his champion pool.
Yeah, and we're gonna see the side of EXERTUS ZEAL pick up Jayce and Corki. So Corki, we never see anymore. It's usually that Varus, Graves, Vayne, Caitlyn, but this is the first time we're actually going to see Corki.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of interesting. What do you think about that Corki pickup?
Well, Trinity Force is a little bit cheaper. He can get it a little bit earlier if he wants to go for that. I've seen tier stacking Bloodthirster, Mana Muni, Miramana-ish builds with Corki, but his early game kind of is pretty good against Vayne, especially if they do end up locking that in on Denial side. He has a good amount of armor shred in that Gatling gun and the E ability. He's got an escape with the Valkyrie in the W. He's got reveal with the Q ability, that phosphorus bomb, and then he's got some range poke he could do at that level 6 stage with those rockets.
Yeah, it's an interesting pickup. I mean, the fact that we're on the 3.9 patch right after the Tier of the Goddess got changed up so much, and that was one of the things that Corki excelled at. Was if he wanted to stack up a Mana Moon and go in for the early Muramana. That's a little bit more difficult now, so it's kind of oh my. Uh-oh.
Mid Corki?
Yeah, this was... oh, maybe not. Hoodstomp maybe doing some troll.
Fiddlesticks.
It's like doing the Troddle sticks, maybe. Right now. But there's going to be the lock-in. So they will indeed lock in the Morgana and the Fiddlesticks. Thinking they're going to be a little bit more Morgana mid-action with the support Fiddlesticks. Fiddlesticks Corki. When's the last time you saw that as a bottom lane combination?
I've never seen that as a bottom lane combination, actually. And Morgana is a really smart pickup here. That shield is going to deny Death Sentence, Cocoon, Charm, Condemn. It's overall a great pick if they bring it into that mid lane, or if they bring it to support, throw Fiddlesticks in mid, we don't know yet. But yeah, that's a really good pickup of Morgana. But on the other side of Denial, if they lock in Zed, his ultimate goes through Morgana's shield. It just completely ignores it since his only magic resist coming out from there, or magic damage denial.
It's going to be interesting, and there's so much AoE lockup, right? They have the Jarvan ultimate they can use if they get a couple of people in it. Unholy Wish can go with the Morgana ultimate, and if they get a couple of good stuns down while the Fiddlesticks ultimate is going on, it's not really going to really matter too much the fact that there's a Corki instead of Graves or Ezreal or whatever else. I mean, everyone else is going to be taking so much AoE damage that Corki's going to be able to just choose his target and shred them down with that armor penetration, or the armor shred, I guess I should say, with the true damage coming out from his passive and just all of his AoE damage.
And everybody's switching up their champions right now. It looks like we're going to have Rengar going into the top lane, going to be Westeros-esque, going to try to assassinate the AD carry in the back line, or any of the squishier champions. That could possibly be Morgana or Fiddlesticks. And yeah, some pretty solid lineups coming out right now from both teams.
This is very, very interesting. Who do you think is going to have a stronger straight-up 5v5 team fight composition?
Jeez. I kind of want to give it to the side of EXERTUS. They have the Cataclysm, they have the Morgana ultimate, they have Crowstorm, and they have a huge amount of poke coming out from Corki and Jayce. But Denial have so much catch potential, I can't really call it for either team.
Plus, I mean, let's face it, we also have the king of counterplay, Rengar, right?
Yes.
There's so many things you can do against Rengar, right? Because he comes at you from stealth, and he takes all of your HP away in half a second. So the counterplay there is really strong. Right? It's really easy to play against Rengar, right? Yeah, I mean, it's going to come in on the top lane. Hood Stomp, beware. Low Pally, especially beware. Because, I mean, support Fiddlesticks isn't going to really have an opportunity to get... He's going to have to be so fast on that fear. He's going to have to just be so fast on that fear if he wants to keep anybody alive once Inox comes out from that.
Yeah, and also you see Flappy Bearfish running Cleanse right now, so he's going to get away from Binding, he's going to get away from Fear, and Exhaust. Not much else he can get away from. You can't cleanse knockups, unfortunately. So, gotta be targeting that cleanse on mostly those abilities, and the side of Hood Stomp, running Ignite. Not going for Barrier that we usually see on the safer play from AD carries. Maybe gonna go a little bit more balls to the walls.
It could be. Do you think we'll see a 2v1 swap coming out from the side of Denial? Are they gonna avoid putting Vayne 2v2 against Corki?
Jayce, I know, is not too good of a 2v1er, but they could end up doing it from the side of EXERTUS ZEAL if they want to not let him, if they want to not let Inox get farm on that Rengar in the top lane. But they might go a little bit more stand-in and stick to 2v2, excuse me.
Interesting. All right, and I guess the last thing we really need to talk about here, roam potential out of the mid lane. Ahri, more known for roaming than Morgana, but if Morgana does get down and get a good flash ultimate off, can be absolutely devastating. Who do you give the matchup to in that setting?
In the roam setting, I'd give it to Ahri, no doubt. That ultimate with the three charges you do get from it, and the amount of gap distance you can close with the charm catch potential and the true damage from that Q ability, and overall the damage that she outputs in that time is just pretty much in her favor.
All right, guys, so that's it. The lineups are set, the comps are met, and we're going to be going into game number 5 of the night. It's going to be EXERTUS ZEAL versus Denial Esports for the last game of the night on the other side of these ads. Quick shout-outs to our sponsors here, as we've got... Who do we got? We got iBuyPower, Fatality, and Razor Academy, our sponsors for this event. Be sure to check them out. Go to mcsesports.com to get all the information on our sponsors and further games in this event. Also tonight is prize night for the MCS. We're going to be doing 2 giveaways. All of our subscribers at Twitch are going to be entered into one drawing for a Razer Black Widow keyboard. It's going to be courtesy of Razor Academy. Very, very fancy keyboard. Mechanical keys and everything. Annoy all of your friends while you're talking on Skype as they hear you pound your keyboard with a hammer. And also, all of our viewers are going to be eligible for a giveaway of a Fatality headset. It's going to be one random viewer chosen, but you also have to follow MCS either on Facebook or on Twitter. And so you see Bird's got the information in the Twitch chat right there. Follow the instructions there. You can find your way to get into that drawing. You do not want to be left out of that one. We're going to go into some quick ads here in just a second. We're going to come back with the final game of the night, guys. Don't go away. All right, guys, and we're back into this one. So on the blue side, EXERTUS, ZEAL in the red. Gonna be Denial Esports. Looking at the skins, we got the Ghost Bride Morgana. That's always a fancy one.
And Spectral Fiddlesticks, they could pretty much be married with those skins.
They could.
They have the same shading to them, pretty much. Pretty cool.
Oh man, can you imagine like going to marriage counseling with those two? Like, can you imagine what that'd be like?
He's just a bundle of hay. He sits there and just doesn't do anything.
All she does is sit around and weep all day, and she won't take off her wedding dress. We've been married 15 years. What's going on?
Oh man, I wonder who would be the divorce not divorce counselor, the psychologist for that.
Whoa. Okay, we're not gonna. Okay, you're going for some final options there with the divorce. Okay, we're gonna do everything we can to repair this family. We're gonna do everything we can to keep them together. Let's go ahead and get in. There's the immediate pause. That's what we like. I'm not going to bother throwing up the map cover because everyone's still in the fountain. I think everyone knows where everybody is. No one's bought anything. It's going to be just fine. I do have the chat turned off. Are they saying, is there anything like really horrific happening?
Looks like they're actually going to get ready to go. Just a little bit of a slow load in from somebody else. Looks like, I don't know who that name belongs to. I'm not going to say it. So we're just going to let them go back into it, and everybody's good to go. Items coming out for everybody. Doesn't look like anything. Oh, actually,
whoa.
Dagger was just picked up for Elise.
Does that have something to do with why everything just... Okay, my game just like hardcore froze. Like super hardcore froze.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. Okay. Is it? That's frozen. Let me check and see if anybody left the game. If they
remade... good.
No, we're good?
They just paused and now they're unpausing.
Okay. So, Scuba Chris, maybe this is just next level Elise jungle. You know, start off with a dagger, get that extra attack speed, extra clear speed. I don't know. I'm
looking at his stats right now. He's got some AP built into it as well as standard attack damage. He's got armor pen and magic pen. I have no idea what he's thinking. Maybe he's just on a whole nother level and about to blow my mind with some kind of attack speed Elise. I don't think so, but we'll see.
Yeah, the misclick seems a lot more likely at this point.
But actually, look at the motion of EXERTUS ZEAL right now. They're looking to invade this red buff for the side of Denial, and they might try to catch somebody out while on the side of Denial. They're going for an invade of the blue buff with a lot of catch potential that they have.
And they did get the ward down the blue buff as well, so they're going to have complete knowledge of where the opposing side is. EXERTUS ZEAL, they know everything right now, and Denial Esports, they have no clue.
I wonder if they're going to actually try to flank from the side of EXERTUS. So they drop the pink, they're going to clear out that blue. They have pings going down. There is a ward there for Denial, so they will see them. We could see a 5v5 scrap going to go down. Spiderling going to connect with Yoda TV, going to take a little bit of poke from that one. Deathset is connecting on a Richie Rich. The standard coming out. No really big abilities connecting. The binding doesn't connect. There is a Q coming out. What a charm on a low pally. Ignite. Auto attack. Sleep Garber going to pick that one up. Scuba Crush flashing out. Ignite's going down all over the place. Flash from Hoodstop with a flash from Richie Rich picking up a kill. Rengar gets one in the back, tries to get a jump on, but it's going to be an early, not an ace, a 4 for 2, excuse me, in the favor of Denial Esports, taking down 4 members of EXERTUS. What a little weird series of events.
And not one single champion on either team picked up more than 1 kill. Like, the kill spread is just it's just perfect. Like, everyone's just got, a little kill here, a little kill there, a little bit of gold. I mean, you gotta say the big winners are, Vayne, Ahri, and Rengar coming out with a kill and 3 assists each. They're coming out just absolutely loaded for bear. Ahri's gonna come to lane with wards, potions, and 2 Doran's rings. That's gonna be absolutely terrifying for Unholy Witch, because that's not a particularly fun matchup to begin with. Nubby Pooh Bear is coming out with so many items.
That was ridiculous. We also have the longsword being picked up for Vayne, as well as a ruby crystal on Gleep Glarbo. He picked that one up off of the first blood that he got. And on the other side, we have a red bot being picked up for Hood Stomp in the bot lane. Gonna have a little bit of surprise, sustain, and damage coming out from that one if he does pop it. And overall, Boots being picked up for Jayce too in the top lane, going up against Inox. So it's gonna be the 1v1, no 2v1 switch coming out from either of these teams. And yeah, that was pretty ridiculous.
All right, so the bottom lane matchup, I mean, Corki is the less traditional pick. Vayne is a more traditional pick, but Corki used to be seen as a strong counter pick to Vayne because of his early game damage. Is the Thresh aggression early game going to be enough to keep Vayne going and keep her out ahead in this lane, or are we going to be seeing a CS gap forming?
It really depends on those Dark Winds and Fears that are thrown out by Fiddlesticks, and also if Gleep Glarber can flay and land a Death Sentence. This is with the Lantern coming out for a little bit of shield in that one, but it really all depends on how they trade in lane. The red pot could play a huge factor for Hood Stomp. They might not suspect it, especially with Flappy Bearfish not having barrier to deny a bit of that damage or to bait out a kill or anything like that. So we'll see how it plays out. While up top, we do have both junglers lurking around over there.
Yeah, they look like they want to try to get something done, but Jarvan's standing on a ward. They have that side brush warded just in case this kind of situation came up. So they have complete knowledge of it. That's why Scuba Chris is just standing there. He's just waiting. He's hoping somebody goes in under the tower so that he can land that cocoon and just wreck somebody's day.
Yep, but looks like they do both back off. They ping to get that bush, I guess, but everything going to be calm over there. Well, we do keep looking at the bot lane and see that everybody just farming up. Hood Stomp with a 3 CS lead. Going to try to deny some CS to the tower, while Unholy Wish is just spamming out that pool and pushing that lane out.
There's that big fear coming out there, but there's the death sentence. The trade's going down pretty evenly. Gotta say, Hoodstop came out a little bit on the better side of that one, but he did pop his red elixir. That's a big part of the HP gap that you're seeing between these two right now. So that's 350 gold he's never going to see again.
Yeah, he's got to use that to the best of his advantages while he can, and see if he can get some more harassing with Lil Pally throwing out those Dark Winds and Fear at moment's notice. We do have Glue Glabru, motion up, gonna get the soul. I thought he was going to go for a death sentence, but decided not to. So overall, just a fairly passive game. No, not too much coming out just yet.
Alright, so in the mid lane, everybody's just trying to farm up. Ahri getting a little bit of the better of that one, despite the fact that they hasn't really been pushing so much on Unholy Wish. It's just, that Tormented Soil is, early on, can sometimes go against you as far as getting any farm. Sometimes it can take creeps just low enough that they die to other creeps before you can get in there to auto-attack them.
Yeah, and if we look at bot right now, we see Yoda TV sitting in that bush. It was just recently pinked by Lil Pally, was there. And we could see a gank come out as Hoodstop is still pushing this lane, so we might just see Yoda TV go into the lane and push with them, or just wait for them to try to extend bot.
Yeah, this is an interesting setup right now. Jarvan really hasn't had an opportunity to get anything done, but because so much of Scuba Chris' time has been devoted to stymieing the aggression, he hasn't really been able to exact a farm lead. They haven't been able to keep track of Jarvan well enough on the wards that Scuba Chris could ever feel really confident that all of his lanes were fine and he could just go into the jungle and farm.
And we do actually have, still, I don't know why Dark Camera is just looking at bot lane right now. It's just not motioning, as we do have Elise going up top. Does pass by the ward and will look at Richie Rich. They are going to ping to see that Scuba Chris is there. And yeah, so really, he's been making an attempt to gank both Scuba Chris and Yoda, but they just haven't found their space to get it in, as a lot of safe play coming out from everybody.
Ooh, that distance not quite going to land. Flappy Bearfish going to get a little bit of harass now, but not really going to be able to get too much done to Hood Stomp. I'm going to check out how much lifesteal he's got. 4% lifesteal, so running the 2 quints. Combined with his his passive giving a little bit of extra true damage, that's going to be more than enough to kind of keep him as healthy as he likes in this lane.
Yep, and a little bit of poke going out up top, nothing else coming out of there. And yeah, that lifesteal quints, they play a huge factor in that lane. They give you just that little bit of extra life that you need on hit. With the Doran's Blade, with that flat 5 HP, it does give you on hit. It adds up over time as he seems sustaining with full HP. He was pretty low. He had that red pot and potion sticking away, but healed at the full.
It takes a lot of the risk out of running a non-sustained support. If you want to run like a super hard CC support like Fiddlesticks, you can afford to do that because of those lifesteal quins.
For sure. And yeah, they're going to go back now. Let's see how much gold they have in their purse. Looks like 1,500 for Hood Stomp. So we could potentially see him wait for a BF Sword or go for lifesteal. I think he's going to wait for the BF Sword.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. No!
Oh, Phage!
Whoa! This is
okay.
an old school Corki build.
This
whole night
though
has been full of nostalgia.
He's going in the mid lane right now. He does get the reset and an ignite and just completely bursts down Yoda TV and takes him out. Very sneaky gank from Inox. And wow, I guess roaming early Rengar is going to be taking him down.
he just went back, bought up that Brutalizer, came right down the mid lane and said, okay, who am I going to find? Oh, a Jarvan. Yeah, he gets some armor. No, I'm not too worried about it. Just kill him. Just kill him. Yeah, why not? Just kill him.
Yeah, that Brutalizer just doing a lot. The cooldown reduction and the armor penetration showing to be a huge factor there, taking him out.
It sounds like we may be having a little bit of a connection issue here with EGAD. Hopefully we get him back here very, very quickly. But this has been like the night of nostalgia for us, right? We saw Sion as a solo laner earlier. Then we saw Zilean coming back in the last game and having a huge impact. And now we've got Corki starting with the Doran's Blade and going straight in for the Phage right off the bat. I mean, this was like a very, very common Corki build because Triforce was so common. Unholy Wish going to flash away from that stun as soon as he recognizes that Scuba Chris came out of the brush. And EGAD, do I have you back with me? Okay, it looks like he hung up the call. Let me give another call here and see if we can get him back in this one. All right, let's do the call. Skype, please. Skype, please. Hello.
That was weird. The call randomly dropped by itself.
It was just rude. I mean, I think it was just rude. Skype sometimes just rude.
I don't know. I was saying a whole big spiel about Inox just sitting in that bush, but we do have an initiation going on up bot. There's the final hour. The cleanse comes out a little early, but exhaust from Low Pally gonna stop him in his tracks just a little bit. Destinus gets flashed away. Yoda TV in the back. Cataclysm forcing the flash out of Flappy Bearfish. They do condemn him back, and nothing else coming out of there. And besides that troll from Skype, a fairly good save from Yoda TV to deny them from coming in.
Yeah, that was. I love the counterplay there with the summoners with everything else. It was like Vayne, Corki got ignited. Vayne was like, okay, no, I'm just going to cleanse. And then Fiddlesticks was like, all right, you cleansed too early. Here comes my exhaust. And then Vayne was like, no, it's okay. I'm going to chase you anyway. It's like, okay, I guess I have to flash now as Fiddlesticks. And then Jarvan comes in from the other side, and he's going to be able to close the gap and force Vayne to flash back. So much counterplay going back out there. And really, in the end, all they end up doing is just trading summoners.
Yeah, they trade both summoners of a Flappy Bearfish while Flash is still up for Hood Stomp, so that could play an effect in the next fight while Dragon is being attempted. But it looks like Inox going to try to go on to Richie Rich. Has the ultimate activated. Red buff going to slow him down. Auto attacks coming out. Plenty Ignite from Richie Rich, though. Looking to possibly try to turn this. Nope. Flash Q from Rengar is going to pick that one up while Denial tries to go for the Dragon.
Yeah, he didn't want to run the risk of just standing around in all those creeps and potentially giving the counter kill, so just flash forward, ended immediately while his team tries to make a move across the map.
Is Crowstar coming out from Low Pally? It is! He's trying to go through the wall, but Scuba Chris does smite the Dragon away. It looks like they're all trying to disengage from the side of Denial while Hood Stomp gets the Phage Proc on a Flappy Bearfish, gonna try to take him out. The Thresh Lantern comes out, flash to the wall, takes the Lantern, gets the third hit from the Silver Bolt Procs, picks it up. Flappy Bearfish gonna take Hood Stomp down in that 1v1 that turned into a 2v1 as Gleep Glabber escorts his way out of there.
That was really, really solid play there, and you gotta love the condemn from Flappy Bearfish. As soon as Low Poly came in over the wall with the Crow Storm, the condemn was just enough to position him out of range to actually deal any damage to anybody. So they were able to get the Dragon, they were able to get away, and they put an extra kill on the Vayne. 2-0-3 now. Low Poly gonna get flayed up, but nobody's really there to deal too much extra damage.
Yeah, unfortunately, Flay's passive damage it is a lot, but it's just not enough as repetitive attacks do not refresh the stack you get on there, and Low Poly just fears him away, saying, get out of here, you're not gonna kill me. But yeah, now Dragon in favor of Denial, as well as some kills from that one, and a really cool outplay from Flappy Bearfish, and a 7-2 kill lead in favor of Denial, as well as a 3,000 gold lead.
Yeah, 3,000 gold at 10 minutes is going to be huge. Scuba Chris continue to just hang out in the mid lane, be the fly in the ointment, as it were. And Inox, I mean, you got to be impressed with this guy. 3-0-3 right now. He's continuing to rock Richie Rich. Yeah,
and he had the TM active as well. Ignite's going to probably take him down with that red buff, and Inox is on a killing spree. Richie Rich not feeling too rich right now. Pretty poor as opposed to the 4-0 Inox.
This is colossal right now. I mean, he hasn't been able to open up a CS gap. That's kind of what happens melee versus ranged. But then if the melee champion is ever able to close the gap, this is what happens. They just kill them again and again and again.
That was pretty absurd, the amount of damage that just came out of Inox right there. They're going to most likely take this turret and secure themselves an even bigger lead at this point, and go back and spend... How much gold does he have in his pocket right now? Let's see. 700? Not going to spend too much just yet. Maybe going to go farm up a little bit.
I never really played Rengar. How much does a Bone Tooth necklace cost?
800? I think, yes. I think it's 800.
Okay, it's right about there. Because, let's be honest, after you pick up your 4th kill in a row, actually Flappy Bearfish going in for an engage in bottom.
Yep, there is the Dragon Strike coming out with the Demacian Standard. Yoda gonna go in. He can't click the Lantern. Can he get it? No. Oh, he does get it, actually. Cataclysm on top of it from Yoda TV. Picking up that kill. The box as well coming out from Gleep Glabber. Gonna try to slow them down. Fear. Gonna knock him all over the place. The Standard comes out. He tries to pull him in with a Death Sentence. Gonna get the kill for response. He can. You do not lose that Death Sentence when you die. It will keep you in place. That is a fun little mechanic that you know now about Thresh.
Oh man, that was such a clever fight, because Yoda was like, okay, take the Lantern, please. I'm just going to stand over here where Thresh is. Just go ahead, take the Lantern. Come on, take the Lantern. And Vayne was like, dude, you're giving me the opportunity to give you the kill instead of Corki? Okay, I'll take that any day of the week. And it's going to force you under the tower, where Gleep Glabber is going to have an opportunity to go for the big play and pick up another kill. Fine, I'll do that. I'll do that every chance I get. And that was just great decision-making there from Flappy Bearfish.
Yeah, and as well as Gleep Glabber making that nice little play at the end, showing that Death Sentence is completely broken. It will keep pulling you even after he's dead and put you in the worst of spots as you have a team Athos Tower hits, and Holy Wish. You're going to try to stop this turret from falling in the mid lane. The binding does get repelled. They're going to go in on this one, does not decide to do it. So, EXERTUS ZEAL still down about 3,000 gold, and looking to try to come back in this one, but a 4-0 Inox on Rengar has something to say about that as he does try to go behind the tower, potentially, as it will fall soon.
Oh, there's a pink ward over the wall. Oh, just got sniffed out. Oh, nice play.
Yep, really good ward from Yoda TV there, and he's going to go back to the blue buff and potentially seal it away. They do ping that the ward is there. We do have 5 members of EXERTUS. ZEAL middle right now. Destinus connects, Charm connects, Cocoon connects as well. Knocker from Yoda TV in response to going to Gleep Global. Ignite gets dropped. Richie Rich picks up that one. Valkyrie from Hoodstomp gonna try to go in. Repel comes back down. He gets feared instantly. Hoodstomp picks up that kill, and we could see the mid turret fall in response to those 2 kills that were just picked up.
Yeah, EXERTUS ZEAL, they need to get a lot out of this because they don't have any sort of answer to the 2 lanes that are still pushing to the side. Nice charm!
There is the acceleration gauge shock blast coming out with the from the skies from Jayce to pick up that one with the assist of everybody besides Morgana. But now they're going to get 2 turrets out of this one and potentially threaten inhib.
I feel silly now. I got really confused. That charm was not enough. But anyway, they're going to be able to take down those 2 towers. So this is the answer that they needed to get. They said, all right, we have the 3v5 at best. We've already picked up a couple of kills. It's just one person here defending this. We need to get as many towers as we can because Vayne is sitting bottom lane free farming. Rengar is up in the top lane free farming. Rengar was able to take down that 2nd tower as well. So it's still a 4-3 tower lead in favor of Denial Esports. Vayne is getting a lot of free farm. We've seen Vaynes go absolutely crazy so far tonight. That was a really, really interesting counterplay from EXERTUS ZEAL, but time is going to tell if it was actually going to be enough to shut down what Vayne got in that time.
Yeah, Vayne is going to be pretty big right now. She does have that Blade of the Rune King built up as well as building towards the likes of ZEAL with that dagger and Iris Gauntlet. But Iris Glove, excuse me. We do see on the side of Hoodstomp almost at his Trinity Force right now. So he's got a Sheen, he's got the makings of the ZEAL as well, he's got that Phage that he's been sitting on for a while. We will see when he picks it up, and I'm interested to see what he builds after that Trinity Force.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been so long since we've seen Corki. It's been so long since we've seen Rush Trinity Force Corki. Like, where does that build even go from here? What's the next stat that you really need? Trinity Force gives you like a little smattering of everything, but I think people consider it to be like more of the attack speed item than anything else, so they get just a lot of raw damage to synergize with this passive on top of all of that. We'll have to see where Hoodstomp goes, though. Yeah,
and we are going to look at everybody going around towards that mid lane-ish area. Dragon going to be up fairly soon, as I do see it is going to be up at 15:36, coming up in about 6 seconds right now. There is a Oracle's Unclean Blood. We're going to clear out that pit, hopefully, but there is still that ward in there. It is going to spawn right now, as we do have everybody looking to jockey for positioning. They do clear out the ward that was just dropped by Glebe, and now we have Denial Esports starting up this Dragon. The binding does not connect from Morgana. We could see Lopali try to go in with the Crowstorm, but Inox is right there. He just walked on top of that ward. There is the Cocoon going to connect with Yoda TV. Inox going to go in, and Lopali final hour activated, as well as a knockup coming out from Yoda. Cataclysm on top of that Vayne. It just gets out of there with a flash. Crowstorm gets boxed. He cannot get in there with that slow. Double kill for Unholy Wish, though, following that one up nicely. Nubby Pooper activates the ulti to try to dish out a little bit of damage, but cannot pick anybody else up. But the side of EXERTUS ZEAL is fairly low as they go for the Dragon right now. We could see them try to collapse on this one. And Scuba Chris throwing out that Spiderling, going to not go in and risk his life, while Nubby Pooper tried to poke, but could not get it. But EXERTUS ZEAL picks it up and secures a only 300 gold deficit at this point.
Yeah, this is really, really strong play from them. They're only down 300 gold, and they're still down another tower. If they can equalize the tower count right now, then they'll be, pretty significant. Well, I mean, not significantly, but they will be ahead. And after the start that they had, that is extremely impressive.
Yeah.
So much of that was the ward coverage. Like, Inox never felt that he had an opportunity to really go in and just unleash himself and really take out one of those high-value targets. Like, he just never saw the opportunity. He tried to jump in on the Fiddlesticks, wasn't really able to go in for the full assassination there, had to back away. And because of the hesitance, I mean, there was so much, like, false engagement and then backing away that we saw out of Denial Esports. EXERTUS ZEAL able to pick up a huge win there.
Yeah, there was a beautiful ultimate from Morgana there that I forgot to mention, and it was just huge, hitting everybody, most of it. And yeah, also, notice there's so many pink wards on that side of the map for the side of EXERTUS ZEAL. They had complete control. They could see Inox if he wanted to ult in there, which he did, and then just that fight was dominant. And EXERTUS ZEAL, they're coming back into this one now. The deficit in gold was 3,000, but now it's only 300, and looking fairly strong after that Dragon. Man, this game's gonna be so pumped up, as we do have Corki finishing the Trinity Force and picks up the Vamp Scepter, so we could see Blade of the Rune King or Bloodthirster.
Or it could even just be a casual Vamp Scepter while he goes for like an IE or something else too. I mean, his build options are totally wide open right now. Whatever he feels like he actually needs in this moment is what he can pick up. That might be one of the strengths of this build, is just because of its flexibility.
Very interesting, actually. I never thought of it like that one, but we do have the top tower going to be threatened, while it looks like Denial going to respond by going for a tier 2 in the mid lane. Inox going to jump in on that one. Did pop the ultimate to try to scout anybody out, which he did not, so uses it on the tower, and now they do get that one for free, and the towers are still in favor of Denial with that one. It looks like they are going to walk to clear the wards out for the side of EXERTUS, and now Denial going for that Baron control, as Yoda TV is still waiting up there. They ping that bush. They might try to go for it. He is standing on top of a ward. Everybody is looping around. They're going to try to flank Yoda right now. This could not be good for him. There it goes, the repel. He does get a nice combo through the wall and condemned, and they choose not to follow it up, so Yoda TV juking that one out.
That condemn was so close to getting the stun on the wall. Like, they wouldn't have known it because they didn't have anybody that had vision there. They didn't have a ward in the brush or anything like that. But it was so close to actually picking up the stun on the wall. I mean, it was just, that was brutal. That was brutal.
That was brutal, but a good play from Yoda. Keeps him alive. Nobody else follows up. No one wants to extend any of those abilities to go chase him down. But yeah, good play from EXERTUS ZEAL so far, and this is the first time that we've seen this lineup from them.
I kind of wonder if the ward coverage that EXERTUS ZEAL already had in the Baron area wasn't the only thing that kept Nidalee Esports from doing it right there. Elise's Spiderlings are great at tanking out early Barons. They have a solid amount of damage there from Vayne and Rengar. Like, they could have actually bursted down. An 18-minute Baron is extremely risky, but that was such an awkward situation that I don't necessarily know if EXERTUS ZEAL would have been looking to cover that option if they hadn't had to run through so many wards.
Interesting. That ward coverage, I guess, was the determining factor if they wanted to go for it on the side of denial. But you mentioned the spiders tanking it. They do tank it for a little bit, and I'm not too sure what would have been the best idea, because there is always that fear of the Baron throw. No one wants to lose a game because of Baron.
Yeah, it is a very, very scary moment. But sometimes bold plays can reap big rewards.
Yeah, that's very true. We do have push going down in that mid lane. No abilities connecting, no one gonna dive. Flappy Bearfish getting pinged on to probably go back to that tower to stay alive. Blue buff is gonna be stolen away though for EXERTUS ZEAL. They're gonna look to get that one. And Dragon isn't gonna be up at anytime soon. Well, everybody backs off and gonna give the farm bot lane to Hood Stomp and just keep this one to a farm game. This is 20 minutes in, 9-9, and only a 600 gold lead for Denial.
So who, right now, as far as AD carries go, is dealing more damage? Vayne has the Blade of the Ruin King and the Static Shiv done. Corki with the Trinity Force and a big stack of gold in his inventory right now. He's got another 1,100 gold in his pocket right now. If they fight right now, who's going to be dealing more damage?
Vayne. Silverwell procs with Final Hour are a little too strong. Even though the Trinity Force Sheen proc coming out for Corki would do a bit, I would have to give it to Vayne. She is just so strong with those Silver Bolts hitting that third stack, giving the extra bit of true damage coming out. And then the Blade of the Ruin King active. Oh, Low Pally does get hit! But a nice shield denying that cocoon, and they will be able to walk out of there after clearing that ward.
Also kind of fortunate. It was also kind of fortunate for Low Pally that nobody else was there that had an ability they could hit Baron with to draw that aggro. Like if the Black Shield hadn't come down in time, and if someone had aggroed Baron and he had to just stand there, that probably would have been a Baron kill.
Yeah, that would have been a Baron kill if they didn't end up taking him down. They would have not lost the Oracles, but it would have been on the same death timer as Fiddlesticks, and now we do have everybody just going back. Skipper Chris gonna go back to base. Still sitting on that dagger that he bought the early game. I guess he's not gonna give it up.
What do you do, right? It's 400 golden stats. I mean, what the heck? Until you need the slot, why not?
And also notice Inox picked up a Youmuu's Ghost Blade.
That's very interesting. It's like he decides at one moment in time that he's going to kill somebody and then just like jams his fingers across the keyboard and blows people up.
Yeah, can you activate Youmuu's in the ultimate without canceling the ulti?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either, so maybe we'll see him do that one. I'm not too sure, but Youmuu's active, giving the extra movement speed, attack speed, and the armor penetration as well. And every time you attack a champion, you get an extra 2 seconds, I believe, on the duration.
As a melee champion, yes.
Yes, up to 4 seconds in total. And yeah, we'll see if that comes into effect, as it will stack with his Q ability, and the max attack speed is 2.5 for any champion, so maybe he'll hit that max reach.
Yeah, and it's all about that chasing power, right? Because he gets the bola down, and then once the slow ends, how do I keep up with people? Well, Youmuu's is a good answer. The Dragon's being contested right now.
Yep, it looks like Super Chris will smite that one out. The Lantern is going to pull him away from that combination. Yoda TV eats the cocoon. They're not going to be able to chase after that one. Good to disengage from the side of Denial, and they will be able to secure a Dragon and a 1.6k gold lead.
Really good presence of mind there by Gleep Glarbu, recognizing the weakness of their positioning, getting far enough back out that he could use the Lantern for whichever straggler stayed around to make sure that they finish the Baron. Or the Dragon, excuse me. Obviously, the jungler is the most logical choice, but here's the engagement.
Speaking of jungler, he just flashed in to go in, but Inox was forced to use his flash to disengage. He might pop that ult to come back in while Scuba Chris gets ignited. He does die in the repel, cannot go back in. Crowstorm coming out. Not actually, this looks like a Crow do come out from that one, but Flappy Bearfish gonna look to come back in with the final hour. Does pick up the kill while Fiddlesticks takes down Inox. Unholy Wish in that Zonia's does get picked off. A Flay knocking him back as Nubby Pooper gets that one. Richie Rich picks up the kill onto Flappy Bearfish, while Hootstomp takes down Nubby Pooper. Glebe Blubber, not long for this world, does get taken down, but takes Yoda TV with him, and now that is going to be an inhibitor in the favor of EXERTUS ZEAL, as the death timers are about 20 seconds. Only one to come back up fairly soon is going to be Scuba Chris. He might be able to hold this one off, but the inhibitor is falling fairly fast. Let's see if Home Guard's back out. Does not pick up Home Guards. Gonna try to go back in, but that inhibitor is already dead.
Yeah, and that's going to be the second time this game that Glebe Globber has been able to take down Yoda from the grave under the tower, and both times I think Yoda would agree that it was well worth it. The first time he was able to get a healthy chunk of gold onto Corki and propel him out ahead of the Vayne, at least in that early part of the mid-game, and this time it was able to secure his team an uncontested inhibitor. Really, really strong play out of EXERTUS ZEAL here, with a lineup that isn't necessarily what we've been seeing a whole lot of these days, but they're showing us that unorthodox doesn't necessarily mean, weak.
Yes, for sure. And if you're playing a champion you're going to have fun with, you're going to do a lot better in a game. That's what everybody says, and it tends to usually work out. So playing that Corki, doing a good job with that one. We do have Fiddlesticks as well. That Fear going to be a huge CC. And they're going towards Baron right now. It could be potentially threatened as Flappy Bearfish is bot lane, so they might look to pick up Inox here. Yomu's Ghostblade being activated, gonna get the extra movement speed, trying to run away from that one. Spiderling comes out. They are gonna use the Lancer to pull him out. Cocoon connects with Yoda, and he will be forced to disengage. So another good play from Denial to deny EXERTUS ZEAL from making a play.
Yeah, exactly, but EXERTUS ZEAL, at this point, they're pushing out further. Their wards are getting further in the jungle. They've got another Oracle on low pally. They're clearing out ward coverage. They're trying to make it as dangerous as possible for Denial Esports to walk anywhere near this Baron right now. They're content just to take down towers, just to continue pressing their lead and continue to generate map advantage, especially while they have the middle inhibitor down. But at any point, they know they could swing out to the Baron and force these guys into a bad fight.
Yeah, speaking of forcing a fight, Yoda TV just went in with that combo, forced the flash out of Gleam Blarbu, so he is not going to have that one for the next fight. That could potentially be dangerous, while Flappy Bearfish pushes the tier 2 by himself in that bot lane, and is going to back to try to join this fight and make it a 5v5 as they might try to engage. Cocoon does not connect. The acceleration gate coming out from Jayce going to let everybody get the movement speed that they need to keep on trying to get this turret down. And a little bit of neurotoxin harass coming out from Scuba Chris. Death Sentence does not connect. The shield coming out from Hootstomp. There's a Yomu's Ghostblade I heard from somebody. Actually, Jayce having a Yomu's Ghostblade this game. Wow.
I mean, it makes sense, right? It's got the armor penetration. It's got a little cooldown reduction in there as well. The critical strike chances, why not? I mean, I can attack 3 times in a second with my W on. I'll go for it. Why not?
Sure. Seems pretty good. And we're going to see what happens as this turret is going to be pressure. Charm doesn't connect. Q doesn't connect from Ahri as well. Neurotoxin, Venomous Bite combination coming out from Scuba Chris. The fear, the silence bouncing from everybody. There's the final hour getting activated. Choose to disengage with that one. Cleve Blubber is fairly low. Crowstorm picks that up for low pally, but Inox in the back line gets taken down, but takes Hootstomp with him, while Nubby Pooh Bear and Richie and Holy Wish are staring at each other in those Zonias, and Flappy Bearfish going big gets taken down though as the double kill for Richie Rich gets the triple kill onto Scuba Chris, knocking away Nubby Pooh Bear. Q comes out at max range, takes him down, and a 4 for 5 in favor of Denial. That fight was all over the place.
I mean, there was the target selection coming out from Flappy Bearfish was just, all over the place. It was, at first he had to take down the target that was right in front of him just to protect himself, and then he had to turn around and try to take down damage threats, and then one of the damage threats popped the Zanyas, and the other damage threat started going doing something else. He had to turn back onto Jayce, then turn back and one-shot Morgana, put one shot onto Yoda, then try to take down Richie Rich, and Richie Rich, he just went so big there in that fight. So much damage coming out from that Jayce, cleaning up so much. Now he's got a Guardian Angel. If that happens again, that's going to go even better for EXERTUS ZEAL. I am loving this play so far. They have been playing extremely well.
Yeah, and if I look at the stacks of the Manamune on Richie Rich right now, it's at 584 of 750, so going to try to get that one stacked up quickly as well. And on the side of Denial, we do see Abyssal and Needlessly Large Rod picked up for Nubby Pooh Bear, while there is a Giant's Belt being picked up for Inox. Going to go a little bit tankier with that one. And Baron trying to be snuck out here by EXERTUS ZEAL, but it might be sniffed out by Denial. The repel from Scuba Chris might try to spot this one out or try to steal as the ward is in there. We could potentially see him try to repel steal this one. Their wards getting dropped all over the place. They're just going to go in, burst this one down. It looks like Yoda TV smites it away from Scuba Chris. The fear going to keep him there. The ignite coming out, and it looks like the repel's going to keep him alive just a little bit longer while Richie Rich takes down Inox. And there is Elise falling. There is Flappy Bearfish coming in to clean up. He goes into the pit though. A lot of damage coming out from him. And Richie Rich's GA is going to get popped. Flappy Bearfish and Nubby Pooh Bear going huge in that fight. Denial Esports going to take down the Baron up EXERTUS ZEAL and get an ace for that one. And Their tower is falling down up top, though. I don't think it's going to be much of a problem. That inhibitor is going to stay safe, while the inhibitor in mid lane is falling. And what a great fight. Flappy Bearfish and Nubby Pooh Bear going huge.
Yeah, that was Yoda's just got ice in the veins, right? You see an Elise flash over, you know she's got an execution scaling. You have to nail that smite. Like, you have to be all over that smite, or that Baron is going to the other team, and you just lost everything. He was able to take that down, but unfortunately, that was just about the only thing that went right for EXERTUS ZEAL. Flappy Bearfish going huge, so much damage coming out. As long as he has the opportunity to stand freely DPS and tumble around wherever he wants, he's going to be able to pick up just do so much work for his team. The Guardian Angel went up for Richie Rich, went down for Richie Rich. Didn't really end up getting anything for it, so that is a lot of gold that's just turning into some very expensive defensive stats right now for the next several minutes while he waits for that cooldown to come back up. And that was a big play, but we're seeing what happens when you play that kind of like medium risk, high reward style play, right? They were able to take down the Baron, so they got the gold and the experience for that. They lost the team fight, but they were still able to get the tower down in the top lane because they had the lanes pushed over so much. That's how important map control is, and as long as EXERTUS ZEAL are able to maintain that kind of pressure, Denial are going to be fighting an uphill battle.
Yep, but Denial coming out ahead of that one. They secure a 1.9k gold lead after that dragon is taken down by EXERTUS ZEAL. Blue buff going to be given to Nubby Pooh Bear for the next fight. That should start fairly soon, as 2 inhibitors are open right now. We could potentially see split push come out from EXERTUS ZEAL, or a full-on 5v5 man mode try to fight everybody up. But Flappy Bearfish, Infinity's Edge, is picked up right now. He is going to dish out so much damage with those crits, the Blade of the Rune King activation, as well as Blade of the Rune King passive, and Static Shiv Chain Lightning coming out from that one.
Yeah, he's one Last Whisper away from being just an absolute monster. I mean, he's just dealing so much damage right now. And you compare that to the Corki. Corki went with the Trinity Force. He's got a Bloodthirster and a Guardian Angel. So Corki is by far the safer AD carry of the two because he's able to reposition himself a super, super long way with Valkyrie. He's able to keep himself back and just poke with the ultimate for a while. And then once he actually goes in, if anything horrific happens to him, he's got the GA to bring him back up. But Vayne is just going to be out DPSing him with the tumble, with the constant reset, the static shiv active when it comes up, or I mean the passive active, that thing. Then the Blade of the Ruin King passive, the Blade of the Ruin King active. Is just so much power coming out of Flappy Bearfish right now.
Ooh, Lopelli gets the charm. There's a Q. Not going to look to go in on that one. Just take him down to about half HP and be happy with that one. He's going to chuck health potions to try to sustain back up. And now we're looking at pressure on the middle inhibitor. And Hoodstomp's build, BT, GA, Trinity Force, looking pretty good with that. While everybody is going to try to poke, the rockets coming out, the acceleration gate, shock blast combination from Jayce coming out, as well as those bindings from Morgana trying to catch anybody out that they can. And if they catch anybody out, I can see them collapsing very hard.
This is interesting. We're seeing the effects of the 3.9 patch so much. Jayce still doesn't have a Mirror Man at 31 minutes. Like, this is so much the nerf we saw there.
Hoodstomp gets hooked out, but the Destinus flashes out, gets away. Valkyrie, but Inox coming in from the back, trying to pop that GA. Flappy Bearfish going huge with Nubby Pooh Bear once again. But they do take down Inox, and Hoodstomp picking up that one, while Flappy Bearfish is going to wait for him to come up. Gets the double kill. Binding connects out the pool, going to bring Flappy Bearfish into it. He splashes out. He had the red buff, cleanses it. Oh man, he almost just died from that series of unfortunate events with the Lantern. And Binding gonna deny Chris from chasing down with that one, but the only one left alive is Yoda TV and Unholy Wish. They go 3 for 1 in that exchange, and Denial gonna look to push this inhibitor in the mid.
Oh man, you gotta say, taking the Dark Passage onto a Tormented Soil. That's like, no, do not want, flat, get away, no, stop. That was
please,
was so bad. But they were able to salvage the situation. They're going to get back out. He's going to get a little bit of lifesteal there from the Blade of the Ruin King. He's going to be content to push in the mid lane while the rest of his team applies pressure on top.
Yep, and we could see them go for that pressure as they are looking a little bit low on HP. Gonna go look to try to steal blue buff away, but Unholy Wish still has that one on himself. And yeah, Flappy Bearfish. Oh, he's actually bugged. I thought he had the red buff on him, but it's just a little bit of a visual error. So yeah, he's gonna have a cool flaming cape.
Look at him go.
Yeah. Is that a new skin?
It might be. A new particle effect. If you bought Spirit Guard Udyr and you pick up 9 kills in the game as Vayne, that's what happens. New hidden passive.
Nice.
Riot, please.
Phoenix Stance Vayne, please. But now we do have EXERTUS ZEAL not giving up just yet. They're still looking to group up and push down this middle inhibitor or just the mid lane. Maybe we could see a little bit more defensive play from them now after that last fight, giving them a little bit of a shock to the system as Hoodstomp did get caught out right there. And his GA is still down for a little while.
Yeah, that's both players who bought a GA immediately like got it popped in the middle of a fight and then weren't really able to do anything after they came back up, right? Both of them were just standing in the middle of the team and just got annihilated. Inox dove. I mean, I guess you could say that the GA is what got Inox killed more than anything else, because he had to dive so hard in order to pick that kill up, and then he was able to flash away and still fell down to the ignite from Hood Stomp. So, I mean, I guess GA equated to another kill, but you have to kind of wonder, like, if instead of going for the early GA, what if he had a Last Whisper? Would he have been able to kill anybody any faster?
I think you would have died a lot faster. Those extra resistances coming out from the GA that Armor and Magic just are pretty huge in this matchup, but we'll see if he can put it to effect in the next fight, as it is about halfway done with this cooldown. The cooldown being about 3 minutes, is it?
I want to say GA is 5 minutes, yeah. 5 minutes total.
So 2.5 minutes left on that one. If it was 3 minutes, that'd be pretty OP. I'm pretty sure everybody would have one by now.
Yeah.
But now we're looking for jockeying of the positioning on Baron as Shock Blast does come out. Looks like they're going to go with that Oracles on Low Pally to clear that one out, but there are no wards from Denial, so they're going to be pretty content with letting their control be on that one. And I'm going to look for the Baron timer, as it is going to be... I can't seem to find it. The list doesn't want to scroll up for me. So we'll just assume it's fairly soon. And yeah, going to see the next play probably go around there.
Now, which objective would you pressure more right now if you're in the shoes of the blue side? If you're EXERTUS ZEAL, are you more concerned about the 2 open inhibitors, or are you more concerned about being in position for the Baron?
Definitely for that Baron, that's a huge play. You get those super minions going, all the other minions across the map are stronger for your side, and they will push a lot harder and put a lot of pressure on the lanes with the turrets still left up, which are the bot tier 2 and tier 3. While we do have Glebe Clubber with his own oracles, they might try to go in. Shock Blast does not connect. Low Pally is waiting there. We could potentially see them look to get a Crow Storm engage as Yoda TV flanks back around. They are pinging. Oh, they're just doing these solo queue bush tactics as all 5 of them sit in there and just be very sneaky. Baron has spawned. We do see a ping going on up top. There's a huge wave pushing on up there. They're just sitting there being very patient. They might just keep waiting. I don't think they're going to go to Baron.
They're waiting so long, but you have to know, if nobody's on the map, right, like, they have to be saying, okay, we're just going to go. And at this point, or EXERTUS ZEAL just like, dang it, we should have just taken the Baron.
I would be so upset.
Well, okay, they do spot out the ward. Okay, there was a ward in there, so they know that they're not at the Baron. And so Low Poly's just going to round with his Oracle, but, I mean, the jig's up, right? They know what's going on. They know that they're just setting this trap up right now.
Yeah, there's no way they could be ghosting them right now. There's still a 3 minutes left. They're going to go in and Glebe Blue. They're going to take him out. Unholy Wish picking that one up. Charm connected for Nubby Poobar on Yoda TV. Not going to go in any further on that one. They just blow up Glebe Blue, and now this is their chance for inhibitors as the bot tier 2 does fall to the minions, and inhibitor going to be targeted up top for EXERTUS ZEAL.
And that's this is what late going Morgana does. Like, you land a 3-second root onto somebody and you just wreck them down. A very, very nice play, very patient play from EXERTUS ZEAL. And if they get this inhibitor, it definitely paid off.
Yep, Nubby Poobar going to try to poke as much as possible. Biting, not connecting. Pool coming out as well. Inox eating a lot of damage. The inhibitor will fall. One more auto attack. Richie Rich takes that one for his team. They're going to use the acceleration, get to disengage. Nubby Poobar, gonna dodge the charm. Hood Stomp doing a nice little juke there. A little bit of micro mechanic coming out from him. There is a ward in that bush. They're gonna walk by that one. And now, are they gonna go for Baron, or are they gonna try to do another ward bait? Cocoon connecting out to Richie Rich. Charm connecting as well. A lot of damage coming from that one. There is the Dark Shield coming out from Morgana, as there is Yoda TV going in with the Cataclysm. The Zony's Hourglass with the ult from Unholy Wish coming out, but Richie Rich takes out Scuba Chris in the back. Hood Stomp's GA is popped while the Crow Storm from Low Pally comes out, gonna chase down onto Nubby Poobar. Flash Exhaust coming out with the Fear Inox in the back, getting a double kill, gonna try to take out anyone else that he can. Gets a triple kill. No, he gets a double kill for Glebe Garbo, who just spawned. They're gonna get Unholy Wish. Triple kill for Inox, while double for Glebe Garbo. An ace for Denial through that whole one. And Glebe Garbo making up for getting caught right there. Wow, what a game.
Oh man, that Ravenous Hydra just paying so many dividends. Inox dives into the backline. 3 people grouped up as tight as they could. Every auto attack dealing AoE damage. Every proc of the Ravenous Hydra getting massive lifesteal, keeping him alive at no health. Inox just runs into the back and cleans everything up. This Lion is looking for a job as a janitor at your local high school.
Yep, and now we're having Floppy Bearfish and Glebe Blabber going on this Baron. Most likely going to go in favor of Denial while the respawn timers are still up, while we have Inox going to backdoor this turret and threaten an inhibitor now, but the inhibitor is still down up top. The super units are going to push and pose a little bit of a threat, and now Baron is in favor of Denial as well as a 6,000 gold lead.
Oh man, that was just tremendous. That was such a clutch play. I mean, if he hadn't been able to clean all that up, they would have simply lost the inhibitor. They would have gone back, and then they would have had 2 inhibs down. They were going to have to try to defend the Baron, try to defend the grouped up push down to the bottom lane. It was just inevitable. I mean, that was a last chance stand by Inox, and man, did he make good.
That was amazing. He almost died, but just completely sustaining with that Ravenous Hydra. That was crazy. Now he has a GA, so even if they take him out, he will be coming back in a fight if they do end up killing him, as I stumble across the words that want to come out of my mouth, because this game is so exciting. There's just a back and forth. I love seeing games like this one, but now Denial is in the lead. They have that Baron. Dragon's going to go to EXERTUS ZEAL, and man, what do you think the next play is going to be for Denial with that Baron?
I mean, it's a rough one. I mean, they have to be concerned about their base, like not having the inhibitor top lane, having the open inhib in the mid lane. They were able to open up the inhib for the opposing side, but they weren't able to take down any inhibitors, so they don't have a lot of super creep pressure. And also, a lot of this is going to come down to whether or not Inox is able to find another just like beautiful opportunity to come in and kill everyone. He does have a Guardian Angel, so his opportunities are going to be marginally easier to find. But that's oh man, that was like a once in a game kind of play. Like, if he can repeat that again, that's probably going to end up doing it. And Denial Esports, they're on the hunt.
There's the Shirelius coming out. Navi Pooper coming in. The Death Set is going to send the hunt stop. No, as Navi Pooper comes back in, he's going to look to get it, but a fear from Fiddlesticks takes him down. Crossor coming in. They're going to try to take Inox down, but the GA is popped. Hoodstop's still alive, just barely. Flappy Bearfish coming in. The repel from Elise. Inox comes back alive from that GA, and they go even with the Baron of Denial. It's a 2 for 2. The Super Minions are pushing in that top lane. I think it's going to force Denial back, and now EXERTUS ZEAL, they're going to look to be happy with that exchange, and they get the tower, but disconnect from Navi Pooper coming out, and pause.
Yeah,
Bug splat for Navi Pooper apparently.
He got just like struck down so hard that his client was like, no, you need to take a breather. All right, we're gonna take a timeout. We're gonna look at this. Unholy Wish, he landed the dark binding as soon as Inox came up from the GA. Like, that was what kept him from gunning up and finishing off Hoodstomp. Was he was just like, no, you stand over there. You stand out of range. You don't kill my carry right now, please. So Hoodstomp was just barely able to keep himself in this one. The GAs, every time somebody buys a GA, they immediately die without killing anyone, and then they just get killed when they try to come back up. Like, they can't get anything done. These GAs, the first buy is never a solid investment. The second buy always seems to work, or the second cooldown always seems to work out for him. I don't know why that's been a pattern in this game, but it has.
Just buy GA, die, we don't care, it's over with. Wait 5 minutes for the next fight as it comes back up. And we see the pings going down onto that on the Nexus turret. There are super minions up there. I don't know how many because I can't scroll with the pause screen. And it looks like, actually, Navi Pooper DC'd during the middle of that fight as he's typing it out, and they say that's lame. He says, yep. And it looks like they're ready to go. Everybody's saying, ready, R, question mark. And hopefully the pause will be resumed.
I'm just really, really glad that the Ghost Bride Morgana's back animation sound doesn't continue, because it started out like it was paused, like whatever here, it was like this like wailing shriek. I was like, oh god, I hope I don't have to listen to that the entire pause. That would have been like, it's like the Corki Gatling gun, right? How many pauses have you had in your life where the camera is like, enjoy this lovely sound for the next 5 minutes?
Yep. And I actually like the animation they put on that skin. It's pretty cool for the backing on Morgana.
Oh yeah, no, it's neat, nifty. Nifty, keen, peachy keen.
But yeah, looks like he's still having a little bit of a problem, so nobody gonna resume just yet. And
all right,
so just waiting. What's the next plan of action for EXERTUS ZEAL as they just stop Denial from pushing in on them?
It's kind of interesting. Like, there's a clock on these team fights right now. The longer a team fight is dragged out, the better it's going to go for EXERTUS ZEAL, because they have super creeps pushing into the top lane. We took a quick look that top Nexus tower is already losing a significant amount of HP, plus the super creeps are going to stack up outside the Nexus and allow all the other lanes to push, which could mean enough creeps getting onto the middle inhibitor to take that down as well. So the longer they're able to drag these out, the better it's going to go for them. Denial Esports, if they want to go for a fight outside of their base, they have to make the fight fast. They have to make the fight definitive, and if they're able to win the fight, they have to get back and defend and then push out the other lanes as quickly as they can. Here's the resume, so we'll take down the mini-map blocker and we'll fast forward back up to live here. And, oh man, this game is beyond getting tense. It is at the point where it's going to cause my blood pressure to go straight through the roof.
It's 40 minutes now, and usually you see this kind of stuff during a 60-minute game, so I wonder if it's going to progress that long. There's still the inhibitor pressure from EXERTUS ZEAL in that top lane, while the Super Minions are going to push. They almost took down that Nexus turret with the amount of creeps that were up there, and also the middle inhibitor is exposed as well. So Denial, they have Baron for, I think, a little bit longer, as it is about three-quarters of the way done, and we'll see if they can still utilize that while they're defending their base from the super minions.
Yeah, they do have about another little over a minute, I'd say, left on that one. It'd be pretty tough to force an engagement that quickly. I don't think EXERTUS ZEAL are going to show themselves enough for Denial to try to sink their teeth into that one while they still have the Baron buff. EXERTUS ZEAL, like we said, the clock is on their side. They don't feel any sort of pressure to get this done. The inhibitor is going to respawn, sure, but that's not going to take away any of their map pressure. They're still going to have every bit as much map control. The Guardian, they're going to be content to just wait for the Guardian Angels on both Jayce and Corki to come up. They're on roughly equivalent times. And they're still going to have a really big window when they have those two GAs, and Rengar doesn't have his. So EXERTUS ZEAL, they're just waiting to hit that one sweet spot, that one great timing window where they can just have a massive advantage in the fight just because of the way the timings have worked out.
Yeah, that spawn time, that spawner does respawn fairly soon. It's going to come in the next few seconds, as the announcer just stated it out for us. And yeah, Manamune, Last Whisper, and Brutalizer finished for Jayce right now, so he's hitting like a truck. He's got the Eonless Ghost Plate as well. And now we might have another bait for the brush coming out. Gliblaru gonna walk by that one, drops a ward with a little drive-by. They had the pink ward and the oracles to spot that one out. Pally does want to walk by that one. Looks like they're not going to clear it. While there are pinks going down, they do notice the brush is warded. Not going to clear those one out. Not going to clear any of those out, actually, so I'm surprised Pally didn't go for that.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're nervous. Maybe they're worried that Rengar is around, king of
there he
counterplay.
goes.
And now we're clearing them all out. Gliblaru, though, trying to get work done here, is just going to immediately run away from that one because he recognizes if I stay to take this ward down, I'm probably going to die.
Yeah, and let's see what happens. They're pressuring this middle inhibitor at this point. All the GAs are up from the side of Denial that Jayce and Corki are going to come back to life if they end up dying in the next fight. We will see if that comes to fruition with how big Inox is as well. We do have them pushing on. A lot of damage coming out from Richie Rich. Going to activate that W to get a little bit of extra attack speed. Gets 3 hits on that one, takes it down fairly low. And now we have to see the response from Denial if they can defend this one out.
Oh man, this is so tense. Neither team wants to get caught out in a bad engagement, and they both have so many mechanics that they can use to I mean, there's the ultimate and the charm. There's the dark binding. There's Jarvan can catch people out with the cataclysm. There's a death sentence that could come out. I mean, there's any number of really awful things that could happen to these teams. But EXERTUS ZEAL, I feel like they're going to play patient. They have the Jayce poke. They have the Corki poke. They can take their time. They don't have to rush this whatsoever. And they've got creeps pushing in on the other sides.
Yeah, and now that it's late game, I just realized that the Acceleration Gate Shock Blast combination is going to hit for a tremendous amount of damage, and so is Corki's Rockets, so they have a pretty good late game poke composition if they wanted to end up sieging down on a turret or anything. But now the sieging on inhibitors, they do have the Dark Shield onto Richie Rich. They might like to go on, and the Bolo box coming out. Charm connects to the Flash. He is going to have Inox going down on Hoodstop. Flashes out of the Cataclysm, actually. Scuba Chris gets silenced, but the Condemn from Blabby Bearfish is going to take him down. The GAs are going to be popped. Jayce and Corki coming up fairly soon. Crowstorm getting channeled by Lowpally, but no, it's not enough. Hoodstop gets taken down. The Cleanse from the Fear is late. Flabby Bearfish is going to fall to Lowpally right there. Jayce gets taken down by Nubby Pooh Bear, and they go 3 for 1 as it looks like the Charm going to chase after Yoda TV. The Death Sentence connects as well. He's going to try to EQ, but a Flay interrupts it. They're going to take down Yoda TV. A great Flay from Gliblaru. We're going to take him out right there. And now they're going to look to push down mid as the 30 seconds is the shortest timer on Holy Wish. Oh my god, this game.
That was the hashtag Thresh mechanics there from Gliblaru. And, I like that. They left one creep alive just so that Elise could repel forward. But Flabby Bearfish is going to be kicking himself for 2 decisions he made there. One, he didn't touch Fiddlesticks when Corki was coming out of the GA and he saw Fiddlesticks channeling the ultimate. He probably could have 1 or 2 shot Lowpally and just gotten away. Decided not to do that, wanted to preserve his positioning, but Lowpally got right on top of him. And then the second decision was cleansing too soon and Lowpally's fear being good. And that Flappy Bearfish, he could have just 2-shot Lowpally and gotten enough lifesteal to keep himself alive. But yeah, it was either the cleanse or the Mercurial Scimitar. I'm not sure which cooldown it was that he used then, but it just came out a little bit too soon, and he wasn't able to control his champion long enough to finish up that last kill. And you guys, you're killing me. You are absolutely killing me with these pauses.
Looks like Nubby Pooh Bear has to pause for himself. Everybody's saying it's okay. And yeah, so damn, that last fight, they ended up getting an inhibitor off of it. Everybody is respawning fairly soon. Barrett is going to be up. Can't really scroll right now, but it's going to be up fairly soon as well. 3 minutes as the bus falls off everybody. And it's going to be up at 44:40. It's going to be up in 26 seconds, excuse me. So we could potentially see the next play go there.
Yeah, that's going to be a major point of contention. And there is one inhibitor down. Once you lose an inhibitor, all the creeps in all the opposing lanes, they get a plus 100 HP. That's why we've seen even in the bottom lane, the creeps have constantly been pushing over towards the side of Denial Esports. They've always had to have somebody down in that bottom lane to keep that going. So we'll see if they're able to push out and create enough space that they have the time to go over and try to defend the Baron before they potentially lose another tower or anything like that. Here comes the resume. The finale, it's got to be coming up here pretty soon, guys. I don't know how much more of this I can take.
Yeah, and it looks like I might have a little bit of a heart attack and no voice tomorrow after all these plays that have been made in this game goes on any longer. But we're going to have a little Pally with that Oracles, as well as Glebarbro picking up a fresh one for himself. Going to clear out a lot of wards on his way. Actually, no, just 2, excuse me. That one just died in the bush. And yeah, Baron going to be the next threat, as it is going to spawn right now.
Oh man, this is so tense. Hood Stomp's down in the bottom lane getting farmed up, trying to restack that Bloodthirster after going down in the last fight. He's got to be very, very careful though. He's going to go ahead and head back to base, and is that going to be enough to finish up? No, he's at 1,200 gold, so he can't finish up another major item right now. Probably just going to go for the re-elixir and show up with his team. Wait, what? Oh, okay, he sold something and picked up an Infinity Edge. What was that he sold? GA, he sold the GA. He sold the GA and picked up an IE.
Didn't want to wait the extra couple minutes left it had left on it, so gonna have a huge spike in damage right now. Those crits are gonna be hitting for 250% more damage, and I don't know if that was a good choice, but we'll see.
I mean, at this point, he's just straight up behind Vayne, right? Like, I understand why he sold it, because without the active for Guardian Angel, it's just really expensive defensive stats. But now that he's done that, he's just straight up behind Vayne. Like, Infinity Edge, he's got an Infinity Edge. Bloodthirster, I've got Blade of the Ruin King. Last Whisper, I've got that too. I mean, I've got the Mercurial Scimitar as well. And Vayne's so strong. Here's the charm!
There's the charm going into Unholy Wish. They're going to go in. The Q connects as well. Unholy Wish not getting to do anything. Inox activating the ultimate, going on to Richie. Rich the flame backwards on a Hood Stomp. Going to take him out. Flappy Bearfish picks up that kill. That's 2 dead for the side of EXERTUS. ZEAL Denial Esports going to maybe look to end this game, as they are beating into this turret right now, and they are going to be able to end it. GG is coming out from the side of EXERTUS. ZEAL, the Destin is coming on the Yoda TV charm as well. EQ combination, Cataclysm coming out, but Nubby Pooper just eats it. The Lantern will shield through the most of that, and damn, what a game with Denial Esports coming out ahead and taking it away.
Glebarbro is I can't even say his name. He's the king. He's the king. He wins. He wins this game. Period. He wins this game. He hooked Hood Stomp so many times, and then at the end of the game there, that flay, that was right as Valkyrie started. He canceled Valkyrie with that flay. Glebarbro just wins. He wins everything. Oh my goodness. The Thresh plays. Oh, the Thresh plays. Let's take a look here at the final score screen so you guys can see this. I am blown away. Glebarbro rocking the Lemon Dog swag. Oh man, just so good, so good.
He took those Destinuses straight to Hood Stomp's face in most of those, but damn, great play from Denial Esports overall. Great play from both teams. I'm stuttering all over my words. That was just a phenomenal game overall from both teams, but Denial Esports coming out ahead after some really interesting Baron plays, and great defense from having inhibitor turrets down and an inhibitor. Both mid and top were both down at one point in the game, but man, that was phenomenal. The Thresh plays, man. I would give Glebarbro MVP. He had 25 assists, with 7 kills. Damn, what a playmaker.
Just beautiful. All right, guys.